over your mucosal barrier test results, or at least a sample of one. And this is checking for damage to the mucosal barrier and how far along that is. And so, what is the mucosal barrier? Well, this is as the name implies, a layer of mucus that goes around, basically, it creates a barrier between the inside of your body and the outside. It coats any part of your body that's exposed to the elements outside your body. So this includes your eyes, ears, nose, throat, mouth, esophagus, intestine, colon, all the way down. Well, the function of this mucosal barrier is to allow in the nutrients and minerals and things that your body needs and can utilize, and keep out the pathogens, different drugs, different immune response, bacteria, etc. Keep that in your intestinal milieu here instead of getting down into through your intestinal cells and into your bloodstream, where it can cause some problems. So, what are things that can lead to wearing of the mucosal barrier? Like I said, your different stressors, infections, antibiotics, different foods, processed foods is a big one. Gluten wears away on it. And so what happens is these the tight junctions here will eventually start wearing and allowing these different stressors to get through your epithelial cells and down into the bloodstream, where immune response will be generated, and these different immune responses come up and will start damaging the tight junctions and the epithelial cells. Once they start wearing down, you end up with a leaky gut. And this plays a huge role in your immune function. So when it becomes compromised, you are opened up to a host of different conditions, ranging from autoimmune disorders, different skin conditions. Again, this can start really just affecting every aspect of your health, because these villi and parts of your intestine are there to absorb the nutrients and minerals that your body needs to carry out all of its functions. So when you're dealing with malabsorption and maldigestion, you are really, again, it can lead to a number of different effects that cascade out into the body. So one of the things that we look for in this test is zonulin. It is a peptide that uh, gets released when there is mucosal barrier damage, because it controls these tight junctions. And so we'll find it in your bloodstream when it is not able to carry out its function with these tight junctions because they've been damaged, right? And so one of the prevailing theories as to what the gut brain connection really, like one of the main aspects of it, is the function of zonulin on these tight junctions that act the same way they do in your gut as they do in the blood brain barrier. So when you have a breakdown in your gut, it's not good, but imagine that in your brain, it's a similar set of problems. The immune response and inflammation gets unleashed on your brain instead of just your intestinal wall. So again, this is why it's so important to your immune system. And when you have a leaky gut, that can cascade out into a number of different conditions. As I said, autoimmune, skin, mental health, even. And so one of the other two things that we're looking at is histamine and your diamine oxidase. So these are another pair of these markers that we look for to be in balance, because histamine is going to be your body's response to inflammation and stress. Once that's released, your body will then counter it with the diamine oxidase. It's supposed to go and break it down. And we get an excess of either one of these is an issue. And we really monitor the diamine oxidase, because it's produced down here in these little crypts. And if you're low in your diamine oxidase, not only is that going to cause an excess of histamine, but it's likely indicator that you're in this fourth phase of intestinal permeability because your epithelial cells are damaged. Those crypts are no longer producing the DAO needed in order to break down the histamine. So that is a breakdown of what we're looking for in your mucosal barrier assessment.